guys, what's going on and welcome back to my channel. My name is Hope if you're new and I'm really excited that you're joining me today. I cannot believe that we are officially in 2025. It honestly feels so surreal, but we're here and today we're going to be talking all about everything that I'm tracking in the new year. I think I first started getting into tracking things about my life when I started doing my first habit tracker. I would track pretty basic things like my water intake. I would track whether or not I worked out that day, just little things like that. And I think that's usually where people start off when they first start tracking anything or like any little details about their life. But I have come a pretty far way since I just started with my basic habit tracker. And now there's all sorts of things that I love to track in my planner. So I thought it would be really fun to share some inspiration and then also give you guys some ideas of pages that you can include in your journal or planner this year. I know that whenever I'm setting up my planner for the new year, one of the biggest things that I kind of mess around with is what pages to include or not to include. So I'm really hoping that this just gives you guys some inspiration for that, maybe some ideas that you guys can bounce off of. And yeah, that is going to be the plan for today. So let's jump right into it. Also, a quick little mention, I did kind of reorganize my front cover since the last time I talked to you guys. I put my little $2 bill at the bottom here along with a tea bag little thing. I have a quote that I cut out of a magazine. I've got my ID, my credit card, a stamp, and then this little bookmark. It's actually one of those like labels for plants. I got like an aloe vera plant for my backyard and I just hole punched it. So whenever I need like a quick bookmark to a certain page, I have one right there. If you haven't seen my last video, I did go through and do like a whole 2025 plan with me. We redecorated a bunch of my pages, including this one. I kind of updated some of my monthly things. We made a bucket list. We did honestly all sorts of things. So definitely feel free to go watch that before or after today's video. But if you missed that last video, then things might look a little bit different. So just a little heads up about that. But anyways, okay, let's get into this. I don't really start any tracking of any kind until about divider number 2. So we are going to go ahead and skip forward to right there. My second divider is where I store pretty much every single tracker that I have in my planner. I find it really easy just to keep them all in one place. And so I use division number 1 for like my daily to-do lists, my weekly planner, stuff like that. My third division is for content creation, and my fourth division is for like notes and random little memories and stuff like that. But okay, division number 2, my tracker division. The first one we have in here is my daily gratitude tracker. I am using a yearly like page thing from Filofax. I'll make sure that I link everything that I use in today's video down below in the description. And then I also have a code for Filofax. So if you do end up checking something out, definitely use that code and you can kind of save a little bit of money. But I love these. This is actually my first time having my Filofax ready at the beginning of a year. I only started using it, I think it was July of 2024. And so I wasn't really able to take full advantage of some of these really cool like fold out trackers. You can honestly use these in so many different ways. I picked up quite a few of them as you're about to see, but I believe the original intent was just so that way you could write down different events that you have going on throughout the year. Like I said, I'm using this first one for my daily gratitude. So first thing in the morning, I just go in here, I find the dates, and then I write down one thing I'm grateful for. So on the 1st of January, I wrote down I'm grateful for a fresh start. And then this morning, the 2nd, I wrote down I'm grateful for my home. This is something that I've done and tracked for quite a long time. I've been doing this since probably about 2018 or so. I used to do it in my bullet journal and I would just hand write out every number of the month and then do it that way. So I'm really excited to be using this because everything's already laid out for me and I think it'll be nice to be able to have it all on one piece of paper. It'll be really cool just to kind of fold it out as the year goes on and be able to see all of the things I'm grateful for in the same place. So that is one tracker I'm definitely very excited about and I think it's just such a great way to start off every day. The next tracker that I would recommend trying out is your one line a day. Where I usually do my daily gratitude at the beginning of the day, I do my one line a day at the end of the day. I am using the same fold out style insert with the like horizontal lines. And I just have for yesterday, which was the 1st of January, family breakfast plus donuts and lots of creating. I really think that if you are someone who's trying to get into journaling or you just want to have like a collection of your memories throughout the whole year, keeping track of your one line a day can be such an awesome way to do that. I have these going back to about 2019 and it's always so fun to be able to look back and see exactly what I did on any given day. Of course, you have some really fun memories. Like I remember I wrote down when I adopted Ollie, but then you also have this really cool collection of just normal day activities that you might otherwise forget about. So I would really say that if you are trying to get into journaling but you don't don't want to commit to writing like an entire paragraph or maybe even like an entire page, then starting by tracking just one line a day can be a really good place to start. The third tracker I would recommend is a daily habits log. This is probably your most common form of habit tracking. This is where I write down all of the habits I want to keep and then all of the numbers in the month. I made this specific insert on Canva. I think that I just customized it a little bit, but it did come like already made on Canva. There's a lot of really talented people on there who will just give you their templates to use, and so I would definitely recommend checking Canva out for, you know, making your own inserts and stuff. So all I did was I changed the font up a little bit, and then I did add a few extra rows just so that way I could accommodate all of the habits that I want to try and keep track of. I've been using this specific insert since I think October of last year, and so I am going to be continuing to just use this one. I really kind of struggled with finding a habit tracker that would be the right size for a pocket-sized planner just because you are working with such a limited space. So this one has been really good for me. The habits that I'm keeping track of, there are quite a few of them. I have skin and body care, eat well, tidy and clean, read 10 pages, journal and manifest, 7-piece outfit, workout, work session, meditate plus tea, hobby time, 1 hour work, floss and oil pull, lymph drain, no scrolling or TV, 7 to 8 hours of sleep, and a study session. So obviously if I do all of those habits, then I would consider it a super successful day, but I'm not going to be putting too much of a pressure on myself to do every single one of them every single day. This daily habit tracker is more so just so I can see when I do what, because something that I find very interesting about habit tracking is you can tend to see an overlap between when you do something versus when you might not do something else. That might have sounded a little bit confusing, but what I mean by that is usually on the days that I journal and manifest, I will also do a meditation and drink tea. And that usually happens because they overlap. And so I find it really interesting to see which habits of mine do overlap and which ones don't. I definitely would recommend habit tracking for that very reason though. I find it so interesting to see, you know, the overlap or non-overlap of the habits that you choose. But that is my daily habit tracker. And also I have this little gold bookmark here. I like it just because if I want to quickly get to my daily habits log to just mark something off, I can open it really easily just like that. I would definitely recommend adding a few of these little bookmarks to things that you want to quickly get to. I just find them to be very convenient. The next tracker that I would recommend for your journal or planner is a mood tracker. Now I used to call this my year in pixels. That was when I was doing a lot of bullet journaling and I would do like it all on one page. Here I'm using another one of these inserts from Filofax, but it's like a grid one. I don't exactly know what it's called, but again, I'll link everything down below. But I chose this one for my mood tracker because I thought it would be fun to color in all of the squares as the year goes on. Like even just imagining this completely filled in is just really exciting. So I've already got yesterday filled in, and I did put the key for my mood tracker on the back. For Christmas, my partner got me a bunch of journaling supplies and he like filled my stocking with just a bunch of washi tape and markers and pens and all sorts of stuff. And one thing he got me are these little Sharpies. They're Sharpie highlighters and they're these like really pretty pastel colors. And so I did like little swatches of them right here. And each one represents a different mood. So I have amazing, great / happy, normal, meh, sad or anxious, and then stressed. I put the key for my mood tracker on the back just so I would be able to really easily reference it, but I've already got the 1st of January marked off as great / happy. Usually when it comes to my mood tracker, this is something that I'm going to be updating at the end of the day. So around the time that I do my 1 line a day tracker, I'll do this one. I feel like I don't really know what my mood is throughout the day until the end. And so that is why I'm waiting on this one. Same concept as the daily gratitude and 1 line a day ones. I really like that I'm going to be able to have this be the same insert for the entire year. And I just think it'll start looking really cool once it all gets filled in. The next thing I would really recommend tracking is what you accomplish. Now, I don't know about you, but sometimes I really struggle with just going to bed at the end of the day and feeling like I didn't get anything done. I could have a really successful or productive day, but sometimes I don't always remember that at the end of the day. I find it really easy for me to focus on what I didn't do compared to what I did do. So to help combat that this year, I have one of these inserts where I'm going to be writing down what I accomplished every every single day. And initially my reaction was, what happens when I genuinely do nothing? But I think the reality is that I'm pretty much bound to do something. If I'm sick or if I'm having a really bad day and just nothing is going to get done, then my accomplishment for that day might just be I took care of myself. That's kind of what I'm going for. So for yesterday, I wrote down that I hit 40,000 subscribers on YouTube, which by the way, you guys, I am so incredibly grateful that you're here with me. You guys have no idea how much that means to me. I just think it's so cool that we have this little community where we all care about similar things, we have similar interests, and it honestly just means more to me than you could ever know. And so I am just so grateful for literally every single one of you. I have so many big plans for this year, and so I'm excited to continue sharing and creating and really just getting to know you guys this year. Anyways, I haven't filled this out for today yet. This is another thing where I'm either filling it out at the end of the day or I'm filling it out when I accomplish whatever I want to write down. So yesterday when I saw I hit 40K, I just wrote it down immediately. Today I've done quite a few different things, and so I'm not really sure what I'm going to write down yet, but this is essentially just going to be a year-long log of everything that I accomplished this year. This is my first time tracking this, but I would definitely recommend it already. I can just already see how fun this is going to be to look back on. And I also think it'll just be really beneficial if you're like me and you struggle with focusing on what you didn't do compared to what you did do. The next thing you can add to your planner or journal is a cleaning checklist. Now this tracker insert in specific is one that I'm actually not going to be reprinting again. If you wanted to, you could make this and you could print out like 4 for the month or something. But for me personally, I know that I don't really feel the need to track what I've cleaned every single day. I just need to know a ballpark on what I should be cleaning. But I did want to include this in today's video because if you are trying to get your life together in 2025, and a big part of that is giving yourself an environment that feels clean and organized, then I would really recommend adding a cleaning checklist like this to your planner. At the top, I wrote down every day. So these are things I'm going to want to get done every single day. I have a 15-minute tidy, wash the dishes / load the dishwasher, do a load of laundry, which honestly doesn't happen every single day, but I have it on here because it just reminds me to like upkeep my laundry. Sort mail, break down boxes, dual vacuum and spot mop, and then wipe down my counters. I feel like if I do those things every day, then my home maintains like a general tidiness to it. And so those are the things I like to do every single day. And then for the rest of the week, I actually do it by category or by area. So Monday is the kitchen day. Tuesday, I do the living room. Wednesday, the bedrooms. Thursday, the bathrooms. Friday is like a miscellaneous catch-all day. And Saturday is a free day. So I can kind of do whatever I want, but I do write down just some recommendations at the bottom. Keeping track of your cleaning schedule can also extend to quarterly things. So I don't have it in this planner, but we have it on like a Google sheet that I share with my partner. And that's just where we log down things we need to track, like changing our air filters, making sure our smoke detectors work, just stuff like that. I think eventually I'll add that and I'll print it on the back of this. That way I can kind of keep it all in one place. But yeah, having some sort of cleaning checklist or tracker can be a really nice way to keep yourself motivated. All right, the next thing I have on here is my song of the day. I love this idea. I have not done this since I was maybe 17. I used to make Spotify playlists religiously. I would make one every single month, and I would always add one song a day to the playlist. And so at the end of the year, I had like 365 different songs. I knew what month I added it. It was like a really cool way to look back on my year. And so when I was in high school, I decided that I was going to start tracking that in my bullet journal. And that basically looked like writing down a song lyric or a song title that I listened to that day. I honestly don't know why I stopped, but I did. And I was thinking about other things that I could track this year, and I just decided that I totally wanted to do this again. I'm using another one of these inserts, except this one isn't the cream one. It's like the white and blue one. And I'm just writing down a song that maybe stood out to me or that I felt like I was listening to more than others that day. Yesterday's song was Seasons by Sam Austins. I'm thinking I'm going to make a Spotify playlist where I also add all of these songs to it. So I'll have a physical record as well as a digital one. It's just a really fun thing to keep track of. And I think that if you're looking for pages to add to your journal or planner or whatever, this is definitely a fun one that I think you will really enjoy. Okay, and the next thing you can track in your planner is a little something related to finances. For me personally, I am doing a low buy year. And so what I'm doing is I am writing down how much I spent on a given day, if I spent at all, and this is only applying to things that I don't consider essential. So I'm not going to be including groceries, gas, or things related to my house. But for example, if I went thrifting and I got a shirt and that shirt was like $7 or something, I would write down $7 on the day that I spent that money. On the days I don't spend money, I'm going to be giving myself a sticker, which I didn't do yesterday. So I'm gonna go grab my sticker book and we can do that together right now. I just think this is gonna be such a fun way for me to not only be more accountable with my spending, but also to challenge myself to do weeks and even months without buying anything non-essential. I'm really going into 2025 with the mentality of using what I already have, but I'm also not going to be doing like a no buy, because I guarantee I'm going to find some sort of random article of clothing or something for my planner or a sticker book that I'm going to want to buy at some point. So I feel like a low buy is just really realistic. I think it's not saying that I can't buy anything at all, but rather that I should just be conscious about my spending. So yeah, I am going to go grab my sticker book and we can put a sticker on the 1st of January because I did $0 that day. Okay, I'm back and I have been waiting for the perfect excuse to use more of these heart stickers. They have such a cute shine to them. I've actually had these since I was maybe 12 or so. I was a really big sticker hoarder when I was little, and so I would always find a bunch of really cute stickers. I would keep them in a very special box under my bed, and that box was in a storage room of mine up until we moved into this house. And so I actually haven't seen these in so long, and sometimes it makes me kind of sad that little Hope didn't want to use any of her cute stickers because she just wanted to save them. So using them now is going to be my way of honoring that. I think I'm going to change the sticker that I use every single month, and so these hearts will be for January. February we'll do something else, and so on. At the moment, I also haven't spent any money today, and I know that I'm not going out anywhere, and so I know I won't be spending any non-essential funds, and so I might as well just give myself a sticker for today too. That's how my low buy is going. I think it'll be a really fun thing to look back on, like I was saying, and if you're looking for a way to keep track of your finances in your planner, but you don't want to do it in the traditional sense of just writing down like your income and expenses, I think this is a fun alternative where you can still do some tracking, but then have like a little fun twist to it. Next up, we are heading into my reading section. Now, whether or not you consider yourself a big reader, these are trackers that I could definitely see anyone including in their planner, but also if you feel like you just don't read that much, but instead you do something else, like maybe you sew or you crochet or you make some sort of art, I think that you could sub any of these challenges or trackers for the hobby that you're interested in. So for example, I did reprint my 100 book challenge. I think I started this challenge back in August, and then I went on a pretty big reading hiatus, and so I decided just to restart it and make it an even 100 for the year of 2025. Every time I finish a book, I'm just going to color it in, probably with one of these Sharpies. I think that 100 is a pretty lofty goal for me, but I'm still really excited, and so I think that will be a fun little challenge for me to attempt. And then of course, another fun thing for me to track in my planner. Like I was saying, if reading isn't your thing, but maybe you like to create like little pieces of art, or you sew, or you garden, or whatever hobby you choose to do, you could always replace 100 book challenge with, 50 pieces of art challenge, or 20 sewn pieces challenge, or something like that. You know what I mean? I think there's a bunch of ways that you can adapt it, but no matter how you look at it, having some sort of challenge to track in your planner can be really fun. To go along with that, I have my days I read tracker, which we can mark off today because I did do some reading this morning. There's day 2. But so this tracker was really easy to make. Again, I found this pre-made on Canva and then I just repurposed it for this. But I really like it, and I think it'll be a fun way for me to see what days I read and what days I didn't. Again, same mentality to the whole challenge thing. If you aren't a big reader, you can always replace this with days that I made art, days that I gardened, days that I played a cozy game. It can honestly be anything you want, but the general concept behind it is tracking one thing for the entire year. So I am going to be doing reading this year, but again, you can use this for pretty much whatever you want. Behind this, I have my next tracker, which is the books I've read tracker. This is where I write down the title, author, date completed, as well as the rating of the book. I even have cute little printouts of the book on the back. I am going to be doing a little bit of a refresh for this in the new year once I get a few more books on my completed list. But this is always a fun tracker to use, and I think that there's a lot of different things that you can do with it. But yeah, that's what it's looking like right now, and I'm just really excited to see how my little mini library continues to grow. The next thing I track, I think, is back here. This is my Nolan and Hope movies. Nolan is my partner. I don't know if I've ever told you guys his name before. We absolutely love tracking our movies. We do like a little rating as well as the date that we watched watched it. I think in one of my bullet journals, I have such a massive list because we watched a bunch of movies that year. And at that point, we were rating movies on a scale of 1 to 10, and then also writing like, I think 1 or 2 different words that we felt represented that movie. But this year, we're actually doing it on a 7-point scale because he prefers that. And so in December, we have Uglies, Hot Frosty, and A Novel Noel. Just like tracking the books that you read, I think that tracking the movies you watch can also be really, really fun. If you're somebody who likes video games, I know that I've seen like video game trackers as well. Time played, different achievements, and then you can also track like when you try a new one, stuff like that. I think they're really, really fun. Okay, and I think there's only one more tracker I keep in here, and that is my period tracker. I think that this is just something that's always important for you to keep track of. I did end up using the same template I used for my days I read for this tracker. I'm just going to be marking down when I have my cycle and then also probably writing down the length of the cycle at the bottom. I think this is so important to keep track of for women's health, and it's also just really good for me to have in my planner since I do use this as my wallet. I have a doctor's appointment this month, and so it'll be nice for me to know that I have all of my information in here and that I won't forget it at home or something, and so that is why I'm enjoying having this in here. But yeah, that is absolutely everything I track inside of my planner. I really hope that this was able to give you guys some inspiration. Maybe if you've been looking for some new pages or trackers to add, you can grab something from this video. If you happen to track something in your planner or journal that wasn't in today's video, please leave me a comment down below. I would love to check it out. And honestly, you're probably going to influence me to adding more trackers into my planner. I absolutely love them, and I'm so excited to head into this new year with all of them at my fingertips. If you guys enjoyed today's video, feel free to like and subscribe if you're new. I post new videos every single week all about lifestyle, planning, journaling, and this new year, I'm going to be diving more into notebooks, reviews, stationery, junk journaling, and all sorts of other stuff. I am really going to be unleashing all of my little planning creativity onto you guys, which I'm just so excited about. I feel like this has been such a passion of mine since I was so little, and it's really cool that I'm able to share this with you now and that you guys seem to be liking it. So thank you again so incredibly much for being here. It really does mean so much to me. I am sending you guys so much love and positivity as we kick off 2025, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye guys.